Bernard, it's good to see you.
Good to be seen.
Sold out card.
Yeah. And again, it's not a huge stadium, but it's enough to keep our guys idled and tuned up, ready for their next chapter and our next negotiation battle. So, yeah, look, Shane Mosley Jr. Seen him before he became professional, obviously, because my relationship with his dad, and also at one time partnership, right? So to see him now, really, I'm gonna say he's ready for a world title. I think tomorrow it's up to him to prove that he's ready for it, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna call out who he needs to call out. But again, if I sound like a broken record, I'm not apologetic about it. I'm going to continue to be that broken record sounding the alarm. Sounding the alarm for what? For the big or the best fights. It's the big fights need to be made and the best fights. There are two different arguments here, or debates. I'm pushing, no matter if they're on our end or the other end, what I mean is in their house or our house, their promotion or their promotion. I want to see these fights. I want to see fights as a fan and accolades that I contribute to the history of boxing. So let's get it done. If they don't move on a needle, then the greatest and the biggest instigator in boxing, which I call myself now, is going to pursue that title viciously. You already heard it. You already seen it. Unfortunately for somebody, they didn't get that type of spit from me, those bars. But it's going to be a lot of bars coming forward soon.
Yeah. Well, what are the top 3 biggest fights for Bernard Hopkins in boxing? Kind of regardless, promoter, whatever. Like the best.
Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia. I want to see Crawford and Spence. I want to see McGear against any of the top guys in that division. Could be Marcello, could be, I want to see, and I can name a few more, but I think that's if you ask me my 3 lists, I want to see that. I want to see that fight this year, not 2024. I want to see it this year. Bernard, is it wishful thinking? Maybe. But this is boxing. I hate to say that phrase, but let me tell you something. I don't think anyone else in boxing has a choice to duck and hide without getting called out on it by everybody that will agree with me. But it takes 2 to tangle, and it takes minds to come together and not have their underwear in their butt and sit down and do business like men.
Yeah. Any update on the Terrence Crawford?
The fight that we do have, luckily, Benavidez versus Plant. I know it's a division you skipped over.
I like Plant.
You like Plant in that one, huh?
Yeah, I like Plant.
Why is that? What about
underdog
style?
Underdog and grit and hungry. I think he's the hungrier fighter because this is not the full 5th chance that he has to prove himself in that division. This is a chance that I see he has the mechanics to upset anybody in that division. It will be considered an upset, but I figure if I speak now, you can't say I was one of those misguided souls that said he didn't have a chance. He's a live dog in this fight.
Does he have?
How does he do it? How is it? Like
being himself. Being himself. Like seriously, I'm giving you my honest opinion. He has to be himself. Don't get caught up with who he is. Don't get caught up with how hype the fight is. You got to take it as it is. You in the ring. You know who you with. You know who you dealing with. You prepared yourself. Let's go. And that doesn't mean it's going to be handed to you. He got to go get it. I got him on a really, really, to most people, surprising performance that I believe he's going to display.
He had
very soon.
He had some good success with Canelo when he was moving, but when Canelo was able to trap him in the ropes and get his work off, he wasn't able to really back Canelo off.
But that was Canelo.
Well, Benavidez is bigger. He hits harder, presumably, right? I mean,
Canelo and Benavidez, their styles totally different. Totally different. Benavidez is yes, taller, well, bigger, but I believe the talent I see for both guys, I'm going with the underdog. Based on what they say. I think he's a live dog, though. I think he's a live dog. I think if you was going to bet under and over, I'd go with him.
With the obviously emotional aspect of that fight, right? It seems like David's very emotionally invested in it and has got very angry at the press conference. Caleb seemed to kind of hold his own together. I know you've had some heated press conferences, but in the ring, you're very cool and collected. Is maybe part of the aspect of that, you picking Caleb, that is that he's very...
No, this is true. It ain't nothing that comes... To be honest with you, there's nothing that comes with a press conference. There's nothing that comes with the way they talk, the way they express themselves. It has a lot to do with who's been there, who I believe got comfortable, who I believe he's untouchable, who I believe is taking a chance to think that way with a guy like Plant, period. That's what I believe. If he didn't have, that is, Plant didn't have what I believe, what I've seen already, but he's fighting a guy that's not like no one that he ever fought, but he's been tested through the fights that he did have to have a complete package and recipe to be able to take on Benavidez and do well and beyond that by winning. Unanimous decision. Some would say that it should have went the other way. I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to hear that. But you're going to see excellent craftsmanship and skillship.
Yeah.
You're going to see that.
Bernardo,
and you got to remember, in case no one don't notice, he's not promoted by Golden Boy. So I'm just telling you who I like and who I think is mentally and physically prepared for it at this level.
Yeah.
And of course at the end what makes really sometimes the edge of all matches of this order. I like a hungry, starving man, and a man that got a refrigerator is full. I'm gonna say that again. I go with the starving, hungry man with the refrigerator that's empty than the one that's full. Facts.